Hi, everyone. As we wrap towards the end of this year and head into the Christmas break, I just wanted to share with you some of my favourite thoughts and plans about how you can keep yourself out of pain these holidays just by setting up some simple routines and making sure you move a little bit every day. So let's dive into this. To maximize the chances that you're actually going to get this done while you're on holidays, I'd suggest it's a thing you do first thing. So if you can get up nice and early before everyone else is awake and keep that time for yourself, head out for a quick walk and then come back for some gentle stretching and movement. So I've just put together a pretty simple program of some stretches and exercises that would be an example of the sorts of things that you can do. If there's some of your favorite exercises, obviously you can pop them in there, but this is a start. So firstly, just getting into child's pose, stay in this position for a few minutes and just concentrate on your breathing, trying to get some nice deep breaths into the bottom of your lungs. The next exercises I like are your hip flexor stretches. So as per the diagram here, just into a half kneeling position, push that back hip forwards. Unless you're pretty flexible, I wouldn't try and lift that back foot off the floor like the model is doing there. So just keep that back foot on the floor, hold your stretch for about 10 seconds and do 3 or 4 on each side. And then the next exercise in this slide is your bridges with a booty band between your thighs. So pressing out into the band, keeping your thighs parallel, lifting your hips up in the air, squeezing your bottom at the top. Hold that for 2 or 3 seconds at the top. Do 2 sets of 6 to 10 of those. Next up, I thought some glute stretches would be a good idea. So you can do your glute stretches in this seated position, as in this picture here, or you can actually lie flat in your back, cross your knees and pull your knees up to your chest. Again, hold each of your stretches for about 10 seconds or longer, 3, 4 on each side. And then some nice big stretches over the back of a foam roller, or if you don't have a roller, you can just roll up a beach towel. Make sure that you support the weight of your head when you're doing this stretch, so you don't strain your neck. Do about 5 or 6 of those. Hold each one there for a couple of seconds. Breathe when you get to the back of the stretch. If this is painful through your mid back, I would avoid that one. So just make sure it feels like it's a good stretch. Next up, we've got the cobra stretch, just to give everything a nice big stretch into extension. Again, you don't have to push up all the way onto straight arms with this one. Even just coming up onto your elbows can be enough of a stretch. So just go with what feels good there. And then push-ups. Again, depending on your baseline strength, you can do it off a tabletop, off a wall, or come down onto the floor, off your knees, or if you're strong and you can control the movement, off your toes. 2 sets of 5 to 6 there. A couple of other things that I think is worth mentioning when we talk about hurting yourself when you're traveling. What we often see after people come back off holidays is that they've hurt their back lifting luggage that was either too heavy or awkward, or just trying to lift too much and rushing the whole process. So if you're lifting luggage out of the back of a car or on and off one of the belts at the airport, or any sort of lifting really, just make sure you bend your knees a little bit, gently brace through your tummy, turn your glutes on, take your time, whatever you're lifting, bring it in close to your body so you don't have any long levers putting a load on your back, and don't lift anything that feels too heavy. Even if you're in a rush, you're better off taking your time, making a couple more trips. Use your luggage trolleys in the airports, and yes, try not to rush this process because that's when you can hurt yourself. Another thing is lying around on like a sun lounge, or lying on the beach on your tummy for too long, slouching in a really comfortable sofa for too long, that sort of stuff. Our bodies just aren't used to doing that type of relaxed slouching. And it's when you got to get up that you're going to be vulnerable to hurting yourself. So try not to spend too long in one position doing this sort of stuff. And when you do get up, just be mindful of how you move to avoid straining something in your lower back, particularly. The other thing I always talk to my patients about when they're going on holidays is to have their own little first aid kit, their little physical therapy first aid kit. So for long plane trips and long car trips, either just a towel in the car that you can roll up and pop in the small of your back, or a lumbar roll. Trigger balls can be really useful in the car. If you start to get some glute pain while you're sitting, you can just pop the trigger ball under a butt cheek and have a bit of a release on a trigger ball. The sticky heat patches are great just for relieving general aches and pains and muscle spasm and tightness. So throw a few of them in your suitcase. If you are used to using a TENS machine, pack that as well. Ice is a good backup if you are in pain and you do have access to an ice pack or some ice. 10 minutes of ice can really significantly reduce pain. And then if you're used to using kinesiology tape, it's part of the way you manage your body, then make sure you put some pre-cut bits of tape into your luggage. Best not to put scissors in a handbag or carry-on luggage if you're flying, because they will confiscate your scissors at the airport, and that's no fun. I just thought I'd add in here for those people that are really super keen on making sure that they keep their fitness levels up and do the most they can while they're on holidays. Finding a local gym or a Pilates studio and just keeping going with your routine is a good idea. Walk or run every day, or hire some bikes and do some cycling, but make sure you take at least one day a week off to rest and do nothing. Finding a set of stairs and taking them two at a time to give your glutes a good workout is a nice one. Make sure you do some stretching in amongst all that activity. And just remember that everything works better when it's been unplugged for a little while, including you. So just make sure you do find some rest time in there. And last but not least, enjoy your holiday. So make sure you're not too busy being busy, uh, even if it's just working on keeping your fitness up while you're away. Give yourself permission to properly switch off and rejuvenate. Um, and I'd just like to take this opportunity to say thank you to all of our beautiful clients that have supported us this year. We appreciate your loyalty and your business more than you know. I wish you all a safe and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll see you next year.